Thank you for joining me today. There's so many other things that you could be doing. I am Raymond Johnson, a family therapist, and this is the second in a series of podcasts I am putting together regarding the concepts of children, education, learning, and instruction. And again, I want to thank you for taking the time to be with me today. What we're seeking to do ultimately is to empower our children. This is the purpose, reason, and direction for the podcast. And today I'd like to talk about three essential issues under that subject matter. Number one, children are not adults. They're not little adults. Number two, there is the concept of discipline and how that might be used in a way in which we can bring the children in accord with the direction that we want them to go. And then number three, a bit about the concept of punishment, how that might or might not be used as we are training and heading our children in a particular direction. For children, especially younger children, what we want to do is to ensure that there are a couple of things that we take into account, remembering that they are not little adults, they are in fact children. We want to be able to describe for them what we'd like to see them do. We want to be able to explain to them in words that they can understand what it is that we're seeking them to do, and then model that behavior. Modeling meaning to actually have the child observe what it is we'd like for them to accomplish. If we can do that and impart to them an understanding at their level of our desire for what they are to accomplish, we're going to see, I think, a better performance on the part of our children. We want to be able to describe what we'd like them to do, explain it to them, what we want them to do, and then model that behavior so that they will actually see what it is we are trying to get them to do. Second is this concept of discipline. Discipline is absolutely necessary if we have chosen specific goals and we have a specific purpose to what we are trying to seek to occur in the lives of children. If you want to use discipline for younger children, one of the things you might do is first get their attention. And the common way to do that today is what we call a timeout. And in that timeout, you might use a little distancing from whatever the stimuli might be, causing perhaps a disruption in their behavior, and giving them an opportunity to quiet down. For example, a child might be asked to sit in a corner for a time or stand in a corner. If they're sitting in a corner, perhaps a small chair could be placed there, and they would be given an opportunity to quiet down. I would also suggest that the child be in the same room that you are in so that they can observe you while they're sitting in the corner and you can observe them. If they're sitting in a corner, you might give them a book or an exercise, a coloring book or something to read, or to read out loud and to do a bit of study while they're sitting in the corner, and after which they quiet down, you might again explain and describe and model what it is you are seeking, what type of behavior you are seeking from them. And this is an important thing. And then once you do that, we are hoping that they would get a better idea of what it is you're seeking to accomplish. And then number three is this piece called punishment, where you and I would want to be most careful. Punishment may be used, however, we want to avoid excess in that type of punishment that might be dramatic and create the opposite effect in the child. We want to stimulate an understanding. We want to discontinue a behavior which may be problematic or troublesome, and so we may need to use punishment. For example, the withdrawal of privileges. Today, if you remove a cell phone or one of the stimulating games that children often seek to engage in, to them that would be considered a form of punishment. I would also recall that in years gone by and centuries gone by, there's an old adage, particularly for young boys, that they can best be brought into an understanding through their backs, or perhaps the slight twisting of the ear. And some would say, well, maybe you should not do that. But the key is, what is it that you are seeking to accomplish with that child, and how important is the goal that you are seeking, and that you need to bring that behavior into their attention and get that under control. So to recap, we talked today about children, that they're not little adults. We can use the concept of discipline to guide and protect their behavior, because we've got a goal for them. And then in certain circumstances, punishment may be used, however, not in excess. If it's in excess, that's a different matter, and that may push us into an area where we really don't want to go. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.